open a Sagicor Bank savings account from anywhere. Go online and open yours today.
The time by Sagicor Bank is
7 o'clock. Tonight in CVM News at 7, Supreme Court rules serial use of SOEs unconstitutional. Assault on nurse outrages nation. Golding pours cold water on infrastructure projects. Traditional flavors with medicinal value. And in sports, Roston Chase appointed West Indies Test captain. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7. It's Friday, May 16, 2025. I'm Curlin Brown. And we begin with a ruling handed down by the Supreme Court in favor of the People's National Party, the PNP, regarding what has been judged to be the unconstitutional use of states of emergency SOE by the government in fighting crime. Adrian Williams has more on that development.
In a judgment handed down by the Supreme Court of Jamaica, the People's National Party, PNP, calls the outcome a victory, not for the party, but for Jamaicans. The ruling handed down classifies the multiple and extended use of states of emergency, SOEs, as a routine crime-fighting tool, as a violation of the Constitution's extraordinary emergency powers.
The government's unprecedented declaration of 24 states of emergency over the period 2018 through 2023 represented a sustained abuse of an extraordinary executive power under the Constitution and a dangerous erosion of the rights and freedoms of the Jamaican people.
With the Jamaica Constabulary Force, JCF, continuing to report a decline in major crimes, in part due to the specific targeting of organized criminal groups, PNP Party President Mark Golding praised the method as a more strategic approach.
It is significant that recent statistics reveal a marked decline in murder rates, which has been accomplished by targeted law enforcement measures without recurring states of emergency. Jamaica's long-term security hinges on appropriate policing strategies, robust democratic institutions, and community-led solutions.
Golding says the court system has proven to people that no one is above the law.
The court's decision reinforces that no government is permitted to suspend freedoms under the guise of public safety without meeting the constitutional safeguards of necessity, proportionality, and parliamentary accountability.
Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
Now, while the courts handed down the ruling on the use of states of emergency, Senators Kamina Johnson-Smith and Peter Bunting had their words on the matter in the sitting of today's Senate. We go back to Adrian Williams for more.
A violent tussle between a man and a woman, quickly escalating to a woman being stepped on with a handgun pointed towards her head. Shocking clips which have spread rapidly. A woman, a nurse, reportedly on her way to work around 7 p.m. Tuesday night when she became the target of an apparent case of road rage. The troubling incident, which occurred along the Mount Friendship Road in St. Andrew, has sent shockwaves throughout the country, with concerns raised regarding gender-based violence and also the treatment of essential workers. President of the Jamaica Enrolled Nurses Association, Claudette Clark-Waugh, says the incident has rocked the nursing fraternity.
We are going to be having a peaceful but powerful protest to show the nation and to show other nations of the world that enough is enough. enough is enough, and only the cowards of society would prey on the female of the society. Only a coward person would do such an act. And we want to send a message out there to say, love your females, cherish them, protect them. They are vulnerable.
This march is expected to happen on Monday, May 19, with a venue to be communicated soon. The man behind the assault, 65-year-old businessman Robert Bell, also known as Andy Bell of Grosvenor Terrace, is now in police custody. Police say Bell was driving ahead of the nurse when he suddenly began swerving along the roadway. When she tried to pass, he stopped, then exited his vehicle, shoved his head inside hers, reportedly spat in her face, and struck her car repeatedly. She got out to inspect the damage, only for the assault to escalate. Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton has condemned the act as heinous and unacceptable.
We must ensure that the law takes its course and the perpetrators or perpetrator should be punished to the full extent of the law. I urge all of us to recognize the importance of our healthcare workers, the essential nature of the service they provide, the fact that they have to be on the roads at all hours, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that we provide the support that is required of them to get to work on time and to help them to achieve the life-saving purpose for which they were trained and that they are committed to.
The victim is still undergoing treatment at the hospital. Dr. Tufton says his ministry is ensuring the medical professional and her family receive full support during this time. The incident is the latest in a string of gender-based violence cases this year, coming shortly after the tragic murder of 9-year-old Kelsey Ferrigon. Opposition spokesperson on justice, Senator Donna Scott Motley, says the laws must be reviewed urgently.
This really is a call for all of us to try to identify, and I know you have it on your mind, Senator Longmore, to identify the steps which we need to take against abuse generally, and to put in place stronger legislation to address what is happening to our women and children. We have to give these women some support beyond just the words that we express.
The JCF says investigations are ongoing and being treated with urgency, and that a court date is being finalized. Meanwhile, the Firearm Licensing Authority has launched its own probe into the behavior of the licensed firearm holder. An update is expected once a decision is reached by the board. Shanti McNeil, CVM News.
Sincere apologies. That story, as you would have heard, has to do with the assault on a nurse. Continuing now, the government has updated legislation aimed at attracting local and foreign investors and businesses by providing tax breaks for investments over $1 billion. However, critics argue the move could hurt small businesses and raise questions about transparency. The concern came from the opposition as the Large-Scale Projects and Pioneer Industries Tax Relief Act was tabled in the upper house. Courtney Lois reports.
Investments totaling over $1 billion in large-scale projects and emerging industries could now benefit from major tax reliefs under the government of Jamaica's updated Large-Scale Projects and Pioneer Industries Tax Relief Act. According to Industry Minister Senator Aubin Hill, the legislation ensures a 0.25% of Jamaica's GDP cap on relief and encourages greater foreign direct investment.
The Act also facilitates the creation of an application and management committee to review applications to ensure that the entities who meet the criteria are suitably based on the projected plans for economic growth and deployment of Jamaica.
But criticism was swift, with the opposition warning that the tax breaks could disadvantage small businesses.
These massive entities get all these incentives. What it's also doing is creating distortions in market competition. And most of all, encouraging lobbying rather than innovation. Because the small Jota driver don't have the lobby power that the major, the large investors, whether local or foreign, that the large investors have. So it creates distortions in their favor.
In her maiden statement in the upper house, however, Senator Audrey Marks says negotiations with investors will allow for Jamaicans to see maximum benefits in line with the push to reduce Jamaica's debt to GDP ratio to almost 68%.
We have engaged with them to agree that Jamaicans must have an increased stake by at least one of the following: to list at least 20% of its shares on the Jamaican Stock Exchange, so to ensure that 20% of the business is owned by Jamaicans, to source at least 20% of its services / inputs from locally owned suppliers. That is with 51% or more Jamaican ownership.
Questions also arose about Jamaica's readiness to attract investors due to bureaucracy and local infrastructure strains. Bunting further called for greater transparency on the efficiency of the investment process.
Including saying tax incentives are not a substitute for broader structural improvements. And regular public reporting on the impact of these approved projects, I think, will be essential to maintain public trust and fiscal discipline.
Meanwhile, Senator Donna Scott Motley welcomed the bill and emphasized the need for workforce upskilling to support the anticipated job creation.
And not only that, but almost a kind of Jamal type of revolution with persons who are already in the workforce, to make them understand better the use that they can make of technology to assist them in contributing differently to this economy. That to me is where a lot of what are the things that we intend to achieve, our expectations will be realized when we equip the participants.
Courtney Lewis for CVM News.
Workers at Scotiabank today engaged in industrial action in pursuit of their demand for better wage and fringe benefits. The protest is reported to have significantly impacted Scotia's banking operations here in Jamaica. Speaking to CVM News, the president of the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union, the BITU, commenting on the outcome of the workers' action, says it achieved the desired results.
The BITU, in reporting around the matter in relation to wage and fringe benefit negotiations and the protest action that would have taken place today, we are to report that the protest action would have been effective in terms of the operations in the bank, would have slowed down because the workers had decided that they were going to do a strict work to rule. We also were made to understand that senior executives of the bank would have been deployed throughout the system to provide some operational support. And our members would have indicated that it would have been a pleasure to see some of these executive members to which that would not have been normal. A meeting has been set for Tuesday afternoon of next week. It is the intention of the union to attend this meeting, and we remain committed to securing a just settlement for our members. It is our anticipation that the bank will come with more meaningful offers that can place us in a position to objectively attain a settlement.
And Scotiabank, in a statement to CVM News, says it has always prioritized working with the union on salary negotiations. The bank says union negotiation is a detailed process, and it has always been respectful and patient with the presentations and deliberations from the union. The bank confirms discussions will continue on May 20. Scotiabank says the parties will come to an agreement on compensation for its unionized employees in short order. Do stay where we are. We will continue in a moment with lots more.
Our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we're redefining what real connection is, prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers, get your $20,000 supermarket card when you add postpaid mobile for only $3,700 plus GCT to your current internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
The craving that makes everything crunch. The crispy barbecue zinger is back with barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese, bacon, and crispy onions. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
In a world where innovation meets tradition, agriculture is evolving like never before. From the latest sustainable farming technologies to age-old practices passed down through generation, agriculture is
precious to me.
I love the animals. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I love working.
Join us right here on CVM TV every Sunday during news at 7 as we explore the people, the science, and the breakthroughs that are shaping the way we grow, eat, and live. You don't want to miss it. This is Farming Forward.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Thanks so much for staying with us. Now, while fire disasters have the possibility to claim lives and property, the Acting Director General for the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, Richard Thompson, also highlights the economic impact. Adrian Williams tells us more in this report.
Fires impact the lives of many near and far. This is why the Caribbean Association of Fire Chiefs, CFAC, continues to have its yearly conference with the aim of building relationships among fire departments from various countries in tandem with state agencies. One such agency, the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, shared the platform highlighting that fire prevention can improve economic gains.
It is necessary that we continue to put the work in to build resilience in our various territories and countries and to ensure that we are building anti-fragile economies. One emergency for us, or one major disaster for us, as small and developing states, can totally erode any form of economic gains that we have made throughout the years.
The association met this year with the intention to galvanize working habits across boundaries to form an alliance in helping each other to mitigate disasters.
Throughout this conference, we anticipate engaging and insightful discussions, innovative ideas, and strategic partnership that will propel our fire service and emergency response effort forward.
Director of the JFB Board, Farah Blake, expects the week-long gathering of regional and international fire service leaders to foster best practices between the 16 countries present.
The Jamaica Fire Brigades Board fully endorses and supports the work being done through this conference. We believe that the building of robust partnerships and engaging the exchanging of best practices and strengthening of leadership across the Caribbean are not just ideals, but urgent necessities in today's increasingly complex risk environment.
Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
We're going back to a continuation of our lead story because while the courts handed down a ruling on the use of states of emergency, Senators Kamina Johnson-Smith and Peter Bunting had their words on the matter in the sitting of today's Senate. Here is Adrian Williams now.
Amidst the Supreme Court ruling finding the states of emergency used between 2018 to 2023 unconstitutional, Leader of Opposition Business Senator Peter Bunting at today's sitting of Senate argued that the government should be embarrassed of trying to rob the Jamaican people of their rights.
I want to start by commending all those who have had the courage to bring legal challenges to those unconstitutional measures brought by that government. I want to salute my colleague senators who were pilloried and abused in this chamber in the most vulgar and personal way by our colleagues on the other side. For doing what? For standing for the rights of the people and standing up for the Constitution of this country. You should all be ashamed here today. You should be ashamed here today. And if any of you have a little decency.
However, Leader of Government Business Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith responded, stating their right to appeal.
I do wish to say that it is the work of this Senate, this side, that has been committed to ensuring that the security forces have had the tools which they needed to put us in a position to achieve the successes which are being had today. We respect also that a part of this democratic system and our justice system also exists the right of appeal. And I am advised that even at this initial stage of review, which is currently being undertaken, that we are quite clear that we will be appealing.
Adrian Williams reporting for CVM News.
Gone are the days when it could be said Jamaica is not engaging in tech revolution at its gates. Local developers and tech enthusiasts have partnered to fend off the criticisms and invest in arming the population with new inventions and applications geared to catapult them into awareness and modernity. CVM News spoke with one such force in the country's tech and trust.
Scoring high marks for changing the narrative that Jamaica is lagging behind in the digital age is founder and president of the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence Association, JAIA, Matthew Stone. Stone is more than just a tech enthusiast, but a Jamaican on a mission.
It really just started out as like a WhatsApp group. I got some people in it that I knew was interested in AI. But, it's grown a lot since then. And we've went ahead and made it more formal. So we registered it and everything. But in essence, the aim of the JAIA is we want to educate the public generally about the use of AI, how AI is going to shape Jamaica's future, how you can use it to make your lives easier. We organize workshops. We essentially try to educate the public generally about the misuses and the good uses of AI. And we also help to facilitate, projects, research, innovation in AI, and also work with government on shaping AI policy for Jamaica.
He says membership is free and growing, and just about any Jamaican with an interest and a device can join. After all, he reminds, AI will affect everyone. You can find them at jaia.org.jm. A visit to their page will reveal inventions like the LawBot, which was recently released, and as promised, he explains the thought behind the application. It's also free.
Not all of us have a legal friend, a lawyer on hand, and not all of us can understand the legal jargon that's in a lot of these acts. So we essentially, the aim of the LawBot was to provide legal information related to Jamaica specifically to the everyday man. So you don't need to have a connection to a lawyer literally anybody can use it. We have two ways of using it. So there's a WhatsApp bot and there's an actual website where you can actually talk, like have a real-time conversation with the bot.
And that's not all the group has been up to. Other innovations are loading.
We're creating a Patois LLM, so a large language model that is trained in the Patois, Jamaican Patois language. So that's another project we're excited for. We want to do things like improve speech to text for the Jamaican Patois language. But yeah, the developers are from the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence Association. And even if you're not a part of the JAIA, all of our projects are open source. So if you want to contribute, anyone is free to contribute to the project as well.
And there's also a finance bot soon to be released, uniquely designed for the Jamaican consumer.
We essentially want to provide a way or a platform for people to get that information easily. And with the finance bot, it's just a way to provide financial information easily to the society. So whether that's maybe how to do certain things like get insurance for your car, or maybe how to pay your taxes, or even, investing, how that works.
His final appeal? Join the JAIA and be part of the AI revolution. Angela Melville, CVM News.
And from tech and AI, we go to regional and international news.
We begin with news in the region. Tensions between Guyana and Venezuela have risen as the Spanish-speaking nation plans an election for the Essequibo region, and Guyana's Chief of Defense Staff, Brigadier Omar Khan, warned that there will be serious consequences for anyone in Guyana who votes in those elections. More from Newsroom Guyana.
Yes. We got knowledge of it. We arrest you and deport you. Yes, Venezuelans, yes. You can't vote in a country of yours and come to our country and believe everything will be okay. No. I think we are peaceful enough to understand that we know where you're coming from, because for whatever reason, and for a betterment in Guyana. The Guyana Defense Force is not a force of uniform alone. You are part of the Guyana Defense Force. Every citizen. And we have been receiving information from the general public along our border communities in Georgetown, across Guyana, of information that we have acted on and will continue to act on.
Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bisaser has described state boards and CEOs at state enterprises as runaway horses. Mrs. Prasad-Bisaser was speaking at a post-cabinet media briefing when she made the comment. More from TTT News.
State boards and CEOs, they paid out hundreds of millions of dollars in the days between election day and election night, and the day ministers were installed, and some are still continued so to do without a proper mandate from the people. They also engaged in sending out RFPs, in entering contracts, in creating new contracts without any guidance. Some of them are runaway horses. Runaway horses. We have to rein them in. We have to bring them in. Why? Not because we hate anybody or dislike, because we have to look after the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
And Prime Minister Prasad-Bisaser added that there is a present freeze to advertising and hiring at state enterprises.
Should not be excessive government spending on advertising when there are people who cannot buy a meal. They cannot afford a bottle of baby milk for their children. That should not be happening. I have frozen all government hiring and issuing of government contracts just for a time until we get the new boards installed.
And in international news, Ukraine and Russia have reached a mutual agreement to exchange 1,000 prisoners of war each, following their first direct talks in over 3 years. Delegations met in Istanbul with hopes to pave the way towards peace. We turn to Al Jazeera.
Kyiv wanted the Istanbul talks to end in a ceasefire. After around 2 hours of talks, Ukraine's defense minister was brief when talking about results.
We've agreed to exchange 1,000 persons to 1,000, and we're working on other modalities, and our colleagues are in contact and will exchange all the documents.
Russia said it was satisfied and sees a point in continuing the talks.
We agreed each country will present its vision for a possible future ceasefire, in detail, in writing. After we do this, we agree there is a point in continuing negotiations.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky was in Tirana with European leaders and consulted with Donald Trump by phone on the results for a coordinated response.
And that's it for regional and international news.
All right, let's put some sports in the mix now. Ronaldo Adams is here to tell us what's coming up. I did give a little tease earlier. What else you got?
Yes, so good evening again, Curlin, and good evening, viewers. So, as you teased in headlines, there's some shake-up in the West Indies camp currently. Also, there were some winners, some Jamaican winners at the Doha, Qatar meet, that Diamond League meet that took place today. Much more to come in sports.
All right. Stay where you are. We'll be right back.
KFC, available for a limited time. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The time by KFC is...
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we're redefining what real connection is, prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. Flow customers, get your $20,000 supermarket card when you add postpaid mobile for only $3,700 plus GCT to your current internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
The craving that makes everything crunch. The crispy barbecue zinger is back with barbecue sauce, cheddar cheese, bacon, and crispy onions. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orson Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yes. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Welcome back. Imagine now a menu of all raw food and fresh natural blends of juices. Then add to that a wide array of medicinal products made from scratch, totally Jamaican, all under one roof. Well, traditional flavors tapped in and just allow the process to flow.
There's a lot of investment goes into just being here, trying to edify people and bring them over into a lifestyle that is, sustainable. It's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice well made, and I'm glad the day that I decided that, hey, this is the way we're going, and we have to give thanks to the Creator because.
Wait, what you have in your hand there?
This is the noonie.
Noonie?
Yeah, but we incorporate inside of the noonie, cayenne and garlic. This boosts the immune system, so you can't have no cold and flu. You can drink it just like this. However, we choose to incorporate the cayenne and the garlic inside it. That's good for the immune system, boosts up the cells. The new cells that your body rejuvenate on a daily basis. That's the way the noonie do. Command the new cells that your body are produce and tell the old cells them say, look,
step back.
Step back. Very vital piece of food here. It's called the cacao. sound like not patois me at all. When you say cacao, however, it's original name for chocolate. This is raw chocolate. Just take it and eat it.
Bitters taste.
Have a bitter taste. However, that bitter is the medicine. And most people afraid that. Bitter. Man, it's bitter, I don't want it. Bitter is good. Eat it. It not fight. Straighten the blood. Powerful. Good for your skin, good for your eye, good for your heart, good for your blood circulation. Packed with energy. We give it a lot of herbs at the place now, so you're going to see all kind of dust, but it's herbs. Yeah, man. So
This is it before this?
This is the part state. So this is chocolate. You know, smell the aroma. This is chocolate, pure natural chocolate. So
how do you use this now?
This, we can put this inside of the same grinder thing you see me use and grind it out and put it in a powdered form. We can add cinnamon powder to this. We can add nutmeg egg to this and use this make tea. Incorporate my coconut milk in it or my almond milk in it, and that very delicious. Children love that.
There's also charcoal straight from the burning yard.
This will be making capsules. I'm going to get to the capsules out. And then I'll be nice now.
And after the noise,
you have minor explosion. Cause I say if you open this now, the whole of it black.
Whoa.
So we have to give it about 5 to 10 minutes.
Make it stay, Master. No, I say leave it alone.
so from the blending of this to the, so you do my hand. Yeah, man. Very, very potent, man, and vital. I just serve one lady two of this for your acid reflux. And I can bet you will come back for more because it's gonna help her. It's gonna cure her. So
2 is the dose.
Yeah, 2 is the dose for an adult. For a child from 3 years up, you can give them 1. So them have vomit and say, you just pull this and just throw it out in a cup of water and give them to drink. And carry the diarrhea. You just stop it, lock it up, and start harden the feces. So the diarrhea cut. And the vomiting, same thing. So it's natural and it don't carry no side effect. 100% organic.
And now for a look at what's happening on social media.
So, what's making viral waves online today? 65-year-old St. Andrew businessman Robert Andy Bell is in police custody after a video surfaced showing him allegedly assaulting a woman during a road rage incident. The police are investigating the matter. Here are some of your reactions. At NA_KII comments, ladies, we need to ensure that our windows are up and doors are closed at all times. At Stashy876 shares, there's absolutely no reason for a big grey-back man to treat another human being, let alone